Hello everybody, and welcome to another Kev Play. This is Kevin, and we are on part 25 of the Spyro Reignited Trilogy, our finale of Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, part 15 of Spyro 2, I think. Hopefully this is the finale. I should just be sweeping up last minute stuff for the skill points, and we have to do the roller coaster. I figured out what was wrong with my flame last time, and I forgot that in the first episode of Spyro 2 that we did, I had to turn it back on with the cheat code or whatever, because I needed to turn it off originally in the first episode. Yeah, that's what it was. In the first episode, I needed to turn it off so I can play the game properly. And apparently that cheat code still lasts even when you pass through this thing. So here we are. We got our flame. We're gonna go straight into the roller coaster.
Welcome to the Dragon Shores coaster. Here at the shores, we
Yeah,
don't
it did.
just ride though. If you can pop all the balloons on the track, a token is waiting for you. Ready to ride?
Yeah, I started with the Wi-Fi by accident. I had Wi-Fi settings on by accident instead of when I wanted the LAN cable on, or the Ethernet cable. Now it's all fixed. Should be good. Alright, so here we are. Shores, we don't ride. Alright, let's go. Actually, wait, let's say no.
You know, roller coasters aren't for everyone. Come on back again sometime.
How's it going, Pelpa Pig? Yeah, I'm not actually a fan of roller coasters. I've gone on one in my life, like maybe one or two or three in my life. I think after I did the Hulk at Islands Adventure, or what is it? Islands of Adventure near Universal Studios. After that one, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm all.
Watch out for the other coasters out there. It's a crowded track today.
I'm all coastered out. So my plan with this is, we're gonna do this coaster, we're gonna do the 4 speedways that I have to do, like the best time on for the skill points. Or like, you know, like a time trial basically. Oopsies.
Ow! That looked like it hurt. Care for another try at the coaster?
Yeah, let's do it.
Watch out for the other coasters.
And the 4 coasters, and then, because I have the super flame power up, I should be able to get that, boss skill, those 2 boss skill points out of the way. Yeah, honestly, the G-forces and everything, it's like, I love thrills, but for me, I don't like it where I'm not in control of my thrill.
Good job, Dragon. Here's a token for you.
Like, if I was skateboarding, the thrill goes as far as I want it to go, and it's thrilling. Same with snowboarding. I've gone snowboarding, like, but when you're connected to a machine that, you know, you just have to rely on the fact that some engineer built it right, it's just not for me.
All right, I'll flip this switch, and now you can ride more tracks. See if you can pop the balloons on these tracks too.
Okay.
Watch out for the other coasters out there.
Alright, Nigel. Alright, I forgot there's like 3 phases to this coaster. Oh yeah, and the coaster on this is not as responsive as the PS1 version, because I just went to go left, and it just didn't even like register. I'm using the D-pad though, maybe that's why? It should work with the D-pad. Again, I went left. Maybe I have to use the analog stick? I mean, if I have to use the analog stick, I will. I guess the analog stick works better. For some reason, the D-pad is not as responsive. No worries, though. Seem to have this under control. See, now this is a coaster where you are in control. Oh no, oops. I missed it again. Which is rare. Oh man.
Ow! That looked like it hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
Watch out for the other.
It did hurt. So I was playing Crash 4 just earlier yesterday and today, and I managed to do something I didn't think I was gonna do, and I actually did it, was, I got the last... I finished the second to last flashback tape, which made me 20 out of 21 flashback tapes. So then I was like, I need that last flashback tape. So I went to Cortex Castle to do it. And I ended up getting to that flashback tape without dying, which was, it's like all the way at the end. And Cortex Castle can be kind of a, you know, a trial. But I did it, and then I went through the last flashback tape, and I ended up getting the platinum for every single one now. So that's one trophy that I got just today, and it's nice to see my completion percentage go up from 91% to 93%. So I'm happy with that. I also ended up, after I was able to get that flashback tape, I mean the flashback tape in Cortex Castle, I was like, why don't I just go for the 2 gems where you have to make it to the other end with without dying in 3 lives or less.
Hey, not bad. Here's another token.
So I ended up getting that also, which was, you know, honestly, Cortex Castle is not bad. It's not a bad level. It's actually really, I mean, I always respected it from a difficulty standpoint in terms of the concept of it and the design, but it's actually very, very easy. Like once you get the hang of it, like it's pretty good. Like I honestly feel like I can go, like my next step is going for that insanely perfect relic for Cortex Castle, but it's definitely much more of a breeze than Toxic Tunnels for me. I think we're gonna go for our last token here.
You're on a roll. This time you'll need to use the cannon installed on your car to shoot down balloons as well. Are you gonna give it a try?
I'll quit now.
You know, roller coasters aren't for everyone. Come on back.
Try again. Try and get the developer relic on course. Are you trying to, or am I? Because I still have to get I still have to go for the time trials with the later levels.
This time you'll need to use the cannon installed on.
Alright, let's give it a try.
Watch out for the other coasters out there.
I'm watching out for him. Oh, did I not get... Oh, I forgot to get that one. Alright, hold on. To get used to this again. Oh, I did get that. Okay, cool. Oh, that went over. I had to not jump. Alright. Oh, I forgot that I have to not jump. Now, surely you have at least one plat... See, I keep reading. I missed that red balloon. No, actually I don't. I have gold. Like, my best are golds. But you know what? I have not really given time trials the best try yet. Like I would usually. There we are. Oh man. It's coming along. Yeah, honestly, I'm in no rush to do the time trials yet. Honestly, I feel like I'm more prone to do the insanely perfect relics before I do the time trials. Oh, these red balloons are real nuisance. Oh, I can't see. He's in the dark. That turtle is like in the dark. I couldn't see him. That's the thing with today's modern PS4 lighting here. They have all the shadow work. Yeah, let's try it again. I guess that's the silver lining to not having a new game for Crash or for Tony Hawk or for Spyro, is that I still am kind of exploring the Crash 4 for what it is, you know, for the collectibles and all that. I mean, playing that last flashback tape, I never played that level before, so it was like kind of sweet to play a fresh level. from a Toys for Bob game, you know. Oops, I just jumped over that green. I always like the roller coaster ending here. A lot of people don't really like this part, but for me it was very leisurely, it was just a nice little treat to have at the end of the game. It's probably, I think Dragon Shores might be my, I don't know, maybe Spyro 3 might have it beat for like final ending, but like kind of like a ending area, but I don't know, I always was very fond of this. I gotta watch out for this guy again. Oh, I did get this already, okay. My bad. I have to say though, after beating Ripto's Rage, with the boss like, this is a game I'm very fond of. You know, Avalar is a homeworld. I think Avalar might be my favorite, like... Oh, I did it, wow.
Wow, you're a natural. You've conquered the coaster. Here's my last token.
I think Avalar might be, like, my favorite, like, homeworld of the Spyro trilogy. Like, getting to know the characters like Hunter and Allura and the Professor, even Moneybags being, like, his little nuisance self, and kind of, like, the more focus on just, like, a Summer Forest, Autumn Plains, and Winter Tundra. I like that. I feel like... I mean, I have a fondness for the first game's homeworlds too, but there's a lot of homeworlds there. But like, I always just like the idea that it's very peaceful in these homeworlds in Avalar, compared to the original games where you're fighting enemies and hazards and stuff. Alright, so we have this out of the way. I finished all the PS1 Crash games. Oh, hell no.
You know, roller coasters aren't for everyone.
Thanks for offering though. I finished all the PS1 Crash games except Bash. Screw Bash. I did hear that you beat Crash Team Racing. That's good. So this little thing here that we got, it's the theater. It's not really the best reward, but back in the PS1 days, it was kind of cool because like it was before YouTube, where you can just watch the cutscenes there. It was just a nice little way to have like a consolidation of the cutscenes. Do I have all those? Oh, I have to talk to him.
Well, Spyro, it's your lucky day. You've managed to win enough tokens to enter the famous Dragon Shores Theater. Go on in and enjoy the show.
I don't know if I want to go in here, but I do want to look at this poster, though. It looks like Nasty Nork. Looks like an egg thief. I wonder if they gave us the Spyro 1 cutscenes in here. We need a vacation. Alright, that's cool. I guess they didn't give us the Spyro 1 cutscenes though. Alright, let's go on our way. We're gonna go to Summer Forest. Or maybe we should go to... Whatever's faster. Maybe I should go to Winter Tundra first and get the Canyon Speedway one out of the way. I think I have to get like 115 or 110 for best, for the skill point. We also have Super Flame power up in our loading screen. I like how you can hear the flame going off screen and still going. I do like they do that, but I feel like it was more of a luxury back in the PS1 era before YouTube, you know, because these days you can watch anything on YouTube, pretty much any cutscenes you want. But yeah, that's just me. But yeah, it's still pretty neat. So we're gonna go straight to Canyon Speedway. Kind of reminds me of Ratchet and Clank. Yeah, I think Ratchet and Clank did do that. That's right. Oh yeah, speaking of Ratchet and Clank, the guy who kind of got me onto getting the original 3 games over the PS4 remake, the YouTube channel, the Gaming Brit Show, he just came out with a Crash 4 analysis, and it's really, really good. Oh. It's probably not good that I have a... Whatever, you know, let's try it. Maybe it'll help me. But he just came out with a Crash 4 analysis, which was really good. Yeah, the Gaming Brit Show. He's honestly, I'm subscribed to him. He's like every video he puts out is very thoughtful, very, very well researched, very like he seems like a very passionate guy, very opinionated. I really respect what he has, what he brings to it. He always brings a fresh perspective on these games, or you know. So I had to do this in 110. It looks like. The best way to go about this, I'm not sure. Oh no, no! Not that way, that's for sure. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. Oh, I did get it, okay. Alright, I'm gonna restart because I think I went about that wrong. Let's try this again. Let's try under 110 or 115, I forget which one it is. Oh, I missed it. Maybe I can come back to that guy. Let's just see if this is the right run. Let's try the birds. I guess this is why they didn't do a kind of like a online time trial leaderboard for this, because they figured some people are going to have some people are going to have the Super Flame, which would have been cheap. But then again, it would have been really easy to just get the Super Flame. But I feel like these are not designed for the Super Flame. They're supposed to be done properly. Oh god. I think he's right here. There we go. Skill point. But what the heck? You know, if the game allows you to have the Super Flame as a reward, why not reward myself? Okay, so we're done here. We got this. Now we'll go to... Let's go to Summer Forest. We got all our gems, we got all our orbs, we're looking good. Seems like we're on the right track here. Where are we going? Summer Forest. Overall, Spyro 2, completing this, we've now completed all my 1999, like, the trifecta games that were my favorite, which being Crash Team Racing, Spyro 2, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1. 1999 is, like, one of my favorite years, so the fact that we got remakes for all three of those games, definitely awesome. Alright, so we're gonna look for the Speedway. Where is that Speedway again? It's got to be over here, right? Oh yeah, we can get to see our Super Flame power-up underwater. There's a little showcase of that. Oh yeah, we had the Super Flame power-up. We could have gone through Aquarius without getting, without having to go through... Oh yeah, pretty much all the Flame power-up stuff. It's interesting how it changes the game a bit. You wouldn't have to, like, go through the trials of, like... being on a time trial, basically, for your power-up. Tony Hawk 3 and 4 would have been the icing on... It would have been. Honestly, that was the next thing that they needed to do. And it's just it's a shame. It's just a disappointment. I hope that they can turn it around somehow.
Nice work, Spyro.
Yes, I've had this open for a while. Ocean Speedway, let's go. I hope like maybe the Microsoft deal can do something to help, because I know, I don't know, but we'll see. It's just disappointing. Especially after that documentary with Tony Hawk, Until the Wheels Fall Off on HBO. Excellent documentary. About his life, like starting out and everything. And getting to know kind of like the crew that he grew up with. I would have liked to see like them include those guys as playable skaters. I think it was like Lance Mountain. I forgot who the other guys were. I know Steve Caballero was already a skater you can skate as. Who was in the 1+2. Alright, so let's try this. I think I'm going for 110 here. Oh, come on. Alright, one more. Just these arches. I think we can do it. Maybe, maybe, maybe. But I think I went about it the wrong way. We'll see. We will see. I think I did it wrong. I think I messed up the boats, that's probably why. It's probably best if I make sure I got this right. Let's see. I think it's 110. I think we have it good here. Ooh, I'm really skimming that water. Alright, now we got this. Hopefully. Hopefully. Now get in there! Oh, 0.3, I'm off by. Damn. Alright. I gotta think about this one. I think I'm going about it in the wrong pattern, but we'll have to see. I didn't like that run. I didn't like that start. Let's try again. Too much loading for me to restart here, I must say. Let me see if I can do this. Maybe if I get rid of these out of here. Nah, you know what? I don't like this start either. Let's stick to what I was doing. I think I was on to something. Maybe I just need to be a little bit faster with it. Maybe be a little bit more perfect with the boat section. Actually, no. I just went about a different way. Hold on. Maybe this will do something for me. Who knows? Oh man. Oh man, screwing this up. Ah, not good, not good. We can do it, we can do it. I'm gonna stick to my original plan. See what I can do with this. Oh no! Damn it! Let's try again. Okay. Oh man. I think I need to be more conservative with my super flame power up. I keep spamming it as if that's gonna help me. Yeah, I already screwed this up. I wonder if I can get faster when I go like this. I don't know, it's something I can try. I think it's just the boat section I need to be a little bit more conservative with my flame. That probably wasn't good that I did that, but let's see if I can make up for it. Oh, I have to go in like a figure 8, that's why. Oh man, damn it. And I couldn't get out of that headache just now. Alright. Let's try it again. That wasn't what I wanted to do. But I want to practice with this at least. Actually, you know, let's start it over. There's no way I'm going to get that. Shouldn't waste time. I guess I'll talk about my 2012 Game of the Year. It's only 3 games to go through with this one. 2011 was more of like the big burst of games. So let's get straight into it. 2012. Well, one of the games that I got late as a PS4 remaster for this PS3 game, it was... Oh, oops. Whoa! It was Far Cry 3, which is a game I wanted to get because of Michael Mando, who plays Nacho in Better Call Saul, but he plays Voss in, Oh man, I screwed that up. He plays Voss in Far Cry 3, who's like the villain of the game. The game starts out really intriguing. Like it's like these friends who went skydiving, and they end up on this like this like terrorist-run island of like pirates. I guess more pirates than terrorists, whatever the difference is. And then they're held captive and stuff, and it plays out almost like a teen horror flick, but then like you know your character gets a gun and you start, you know, it becomes like a first-person shooter, and it's open world too, which is like I've never had a first-person open world game before. Oh god. And it's really interesting, but it's a Ubisoft game. The open world tends to be pretty bloated, in my opinion. Where is this guy? Let's see if I can do this. I didn't make it. Damn it. It's a little bloated. Like, I feel like there's so much to do. The game is a little dated, too, in its gameplay. Like, there's vehicle controls that really are, to me, unplayable, almost. I know Far Cry 3 gets a lot of great praise. But for me, it's just, like... It's alright. I think I came to it a little too late. I got it because I thought it was going to be, you know, I figured I'd get ready for Far Cry 6, but after playing that game, I'm just kind of like a little sour to it. I know people who are big Far Cry fans are they're probably like wondering what the hell's wrong with me. It's probably a controversial opinion, but yeah, it just didn't jive with me, Far Cry. I'm willing to return to it and give it more of a chance, but it just became kind of a lull at a certain point for me. I think this time I'll be able to get this. I think I have it now. There we go, skill point. Yeah, I mean, the gunplay is good. Oh, I got the art. I got the art gallery. How did I get the? Oh, there's a part 1 and part 2 to the art gallery. So we'll view them all once we finish this. Now we're going to Autumn Plains. I think we're on good track. We had 10 minutes for the coaster, 10 minutes for Canyon Speedway, 10 minutes for Ocean Speedway. If we can do 20 minutes on the last 2 speedways, giving us enough time to do like Gulp and Ripto, then I think we're solid here. And even if we go a little longer than usual, that's fine. But I just want to make sure I'm not like spending the whole episode on one speedway. That I definitely want to make this the finale.
Nice work, Spyro.
Yes, thank you. Okay, let's go to Autumn Plains. But yeah, Far Cry 3, it's not a bad game. It's just not my type of game. I do like how it kind of has a sense of humor about itself. But it's just, I don't know. Compared to these next 2 games, oh, I think it's over here. I need it. Okay, cool. Compared to the next 2 games, I think the next 2 games are actually in some ways, in their own special ways, kind of like more appealing to me. One of those games, I guess I'll go into the next one. And coincidentally, Pebble Pig, this is one of the games you were I think you liked the comment on Twitter, or like you might have commented something on Twitter about this game. I forget whether you just liked it or not, but that next game is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. This game is a game I went out of my way to get. Like, when I saw this game, I was tracking this. I remember this getting announced at E3. And seeing Superbot, I think Superbot was the developer. they seem to have a really good grasp on I know the controversy was that, oh, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon were not going to be in this game, because I guess Activision was just holding them captive or something. And keep in mind, this is like 5 years before the Insane Trilogy, where Crash actually makes a comeback. So back then, the idea of Crash even being in a game was bizarre. Like he wasn't even around anymore. So people were just people were already hot on the fact that Crash Bandicoot needed to make a comeback, and he wasn't going to be in this game. Like, people were already starting for Crash in general, let alone him being in like a game that's supposed to be the PlayStation All-Stars. And plus, it was always a dream to me for Crash Bandicoot to be in a Smash type game, which is why it was a shame when it kind of just never came to fruition. But this game, PlayStation All-Stars, I think this game got a bad rap in general because people were comparing it to Smash, understandably, but it doesn't really play like Smash at all anyway, so like, which is kind of like, just making sure I don't have anything here. It plays differently in that you're not knocking the characters off the map. It's more about getting your like supers, which is like a level 1 super, level 2 super, level 3 super. I gotta figure out my strategy for this level. Yeah, I gotta figure out my strategy for this level. I remember watching commercials on TV and wondering where Crash was. Yeah. I mean, I have to give him credit. Because it was a 20 character roster, I think. Maybe 2022. For the characters they did bring, Kratos, little, Sackboy, Sweet Tooth, the Ape Escape guy, Jack and Daxter, or rather Jack and Ratchet, Clank and Daxter as like peripheral characters. I gotta think about this, hold on. They got a lot of characters that I wanted in there, at least. And, I'll take... Like, I know you love the Nickelodeon All-Stars game, but I'll take the voice acting and the performances and kind of, like, the little bit more production value that was put into All-Stars over that game. I'll give it more credit that they did put a lot of work into this game, even though it just didn't become the hit. I mean, when you're competing against a franchise like Smash, that just sets the bar so high, you're bound to disappoint people, I guess. Yeah, they had a lot of crazy great characters in there. Even obscure ones that weren't just Sony characters, like Big Daddy from BioShock. Oh, let's see if I can do this. Hopefully I can do this. Oh, I got the scope on it. Beautiful. With 1 second to spare. Less than a second to spare, I think. I think it's 110 that I had to go for. Okay, we're done with that one. Again, we're on track. We got 10 minutes on that one. Let's keep going. But PlayStation All-Stars, it's a game I platinumed, by the way. I did everything with every single character. I remember playing online, too. I don't have any fighting games. This is like the one fighting game, like side-scrolling, like, Street Fighter type. Not, well, I guess you know what I mean. Like a side-scrolling fighting game. Like, this is the only game that I really have for a 3D game, So, It's definitely good, but I know it definitely has its drawbacks. You know, when you compare it to other fighting games. Like, I know Kratos was very overpowered as a character. There was a lot of, like, imbalance between the characters, like, but there were so many great characters, like the Killzone guy, the Hellgas guy, or whatever, was awesome. Now, to be fair, I spent a lot of hours with my brother on that game. I know, like, I could see you having a lot of time on that game. Where is this, last... Oh, it's over here, right? Honestly, I'm still debating whether this is my game of the year or not, because the game that I... See, now this is my argument, to be fair, is that the next game is a game that I spent a lot of hours with my sister playing. And it's not exactly a game that I would expect to kind of give praise to. But it's one of the first games I got in this franchise, where I was like, I have to get at least one of these games. Because even though it kind of kills the whole genre for everybody else, because of how it monopolizes the genre, it is still a solid game. And that game is Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which came out in 2012. I never had a Call of Duty game before, so this is my first one that I ever got. I know, like, there's a Call of Duty game every year, but... And I know it's, like, it's such an oversaturated, overhyped title. But it has merit in that they are, like, very, big, heavily produced games, lots of content, lots of multiplayer content. I know it just becomes lazy Activision fodder after a while, but for me, I spent a lot of time on this game with my sister, to the point where I got all the golden guns, like all the platinum guns, like where you have to like do like everything for every single gun and every single class. I got everything in that game. Oh god, I missed him. And my sister and I played that game for hours. Like, she still wishes that we can just play it, but now, like, there's so many cheaters on the game because the servers aren't kept in contact anymore. But, oh, this is the guy I missed, right? Okay, I have to figure out my run here. So yeah, like, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 has a really... I mean, I didn't really dig the story. I think it still had, like the spectacle of the story, and kind of, like, the set pieces of the story are really big and cool to see in a first-person shooter game for the first time. Like the hang gliding and all, like, the mech suits and all the crazy things you do in a Call of Duty game. That was kind of like my one game where I was like, okay, whatever. I beat the game. I actually beat it on the hardest difficulty also. This is still a game I never platinum, though. I think I got like 34% of the trophies, because a lot of it just becomes like doing stuff in zombie mode and stuff and all that. And I know this is just a Call... Like, there's so many Call of Duty games, but I don't know... In 2012, I just don't think I returned to PlayStation All-Stars as much. It just... It doesn't have... PlayStation All-Stars, as much as I love the IP more, the intellectual properties more, and like the spirit of the game more, it doesn't have the same quality that like Crash Team Racing has to me for a kart racer, or that Smash has for a fighter, or Crash Bandicoot or Spyro have as platformers, or Tony Hawk as a skateboarding game. Like, as a fighting game, it's just it's good. At the same time, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, there's really not much to write home about, because it's just another Call of Duty game. But for me, it was my first Call of Duty game. And it's the one that I played a lot of. and I thought it was. I mean, in terms of single player and multiplayer, all that content is there, and it's actually pretty well done. But oh man, let me just focus. Hold on, before I read. PlayStation All-Stars could have been way better. It definitely could have. I don't think it had the support behind it from PlayStation, honestly. I don't think PlayStation believed in it, because after this game, I think Superbot went out of business, which is a shame. Because I would have liked to see, like, DLC for that game or something. Skill point. I knew if I just focused on that those last 5 seconds, I would get it. Okay, we got those skill points. Yeah, they did. It was their first and last game. Yeah, it was a shame because I remember seeing that guy, the guy who was like the creative director in E3, and he seemed to really, despite not being able to crash a Spyro, he seemed like the guy that probably went through the ringer trying his hardest to do it. And I believed in that. You know, I saw the passion behind his project, and I still think the game's great. I still, like, I went on, like, a trip with my friends, and I brought my PS3, and I brought that game with me, and we were playing it. At first, like, a lot of my friends who are big Nintendo Smash guys, they were like, oh, come on. But when you put the game in, and you just, like, forget about the idea that you know, Smash is this thing, this competition to it. Like, the game is, like, more of a novelty now that it existed to begin with. So I'm grateful for all the characters they got. I'm grateful for the maps. I love how every map is like every fighting stage is like two game worlds, like kind of like mixed up into one and kind of like combating with each other. Let's go to Gulp. Let's get rid of this skill point once and for all, even though we're cheaping it out. Let's just torch this guy. I mean, honestly, honestly, you know what? I don't know. I'm still debating because I just have a bias because like my sister forced me to play Black Ops 2 over and over. Because the thing with Black Ops 2 was that it was split screen online, so it was just a nice way for me and my sister to play a game together. And but I guess. I don't know. For me, I don't think my sister really was gravitated much to PlayStation All-Stars back then, even though that game was split-screen online also. Well, not split-screen online, but both online. You know, you can play 2 players at once online. So there's that, at least. I mean, again, we were in an era where co-op was... Not co-op, but like couch multiplayer was still like a good thing, which was still like a thing that was being supported as much as it was. Like I said, like in 2011, like pretty much every game I listed was a co-op game or a multiplayer game in some sense, even though it was also single player focused. Now I want a sequel to Crash, Spyro, Cloud, Snake, and Spider-Man. Wow, imagine exactly since 2000, because now it's 10 years. It's been 10 years since PlayStation All-Stars came out. How insane is that? Like, I forget the exact date it came out, but it's been about 10 years now, because it was 2012. We're in 2022 now. That's insane because in the last 10 years we've gotten so many great characters. I would like to see Jin from Ghost of Tsushima or Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. Or, let's get back into this. Or, who else? Now, this is going to be a little tricky, because once I get to the... See, now, this is less of a cheat, because I actually got through the first 2 stages of Ripto without getting hit. It's this last part that I have to do that has that the Super Flame power up gives me no advantage over, because I would have had the power up regardless. So at least I got the, at least like for bragging rights' sake, I did it.
We want to
The
help
first
you
two
find
parts.
Ripto. Elora is using the orb.
But yeah, I would love to see a sequel to that game with another developer, I guess, because I guess Superbot's no longer available or no longer existent. Let me finish. Let me think about it for this fight. Once everything settles down here. Because honestly, I'm kind of torn between the two. I have to be a good airman right now. Oh, I'm actually doing this way better than I thought it would. Oh, he's going behind the castle. Bastard. Just one more shot, I think. Where is he? Got him. Wow. I already saw that. Alright. Now we've got everything out of the way here. We can look at our what's it called? I guess the epilogue and the it used to be the epilogue in the PS1 game. But now I guess we're getting the concept art, so we'll see the art gallery. But yeah, let me think. So Black Ops 2's single player, while it has a lot of spectacle and a lot of great, I guess, set pieces, the actual like story of it is very confusing to me. I remember it being very overwhelmed by Call of Duty Black Ops 2's story. I think it's like a sequel. I mean, I think it's actually like the story is like a sequel to the first Black Ops, which might have contributed to why I was a little lost. But I just remember the villain was very. It's like every second he was just getting the upper hand on you, and even though he didn't make sense. It's like, why don't we just like kill this guy already? Like we kept like letting him into. I guess it's supposed to be like politics or something or whatever. But I just remember like it was a very like I think for Call of Duty fans it's a very great campaign for them, but for me, like, I didn't feel anything from it. I can't remember much about it. I just remember it being a very good spectacle for a campaign, like it was like, you know, kind of the same way that Uncharted games are for the spectacle of the set pieces. But I don't know, it was just meh. And then multiplayer is really where it shined. But again, Call of Duty in general, I always feel like I'm on rails. So that's always been my main critique of Call of Duty games. Whenever I'm moving, I feel like I'm on rails. Like if I have to like run to one end to another. Whereas if I'm playing like a game like Halo or Killzone or any of the James Bond games or hell, even Far Cry 3. I don't feel like I'm on rails. I feel like I'm in control of my player more, and that the fight is less about seeing about who sees who first, and it's more of a fight, in terms of in terms of gunplay. Um, Whereas with Call of Duty Black Ops 2, what was getting frustrated to me is me and my sister, we would just like camp in a room together, like shamelessly, because the game just feels if you're not running around or whatever, the game really boils down to whoever sees who first wins the fight. Whereas with Halo, that's not the case. You can get the drop on somebody, but if they know what they're doing, they can turn the tables on you. I like games like that. Uh, where it's less about, but just because my screen turned a certain direction, that means I win the game, I win the battle or whatever. I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's just but for me, the game is still solid in a very passable sense. Now that I have all the skill points, can I go to the art gallery? So I have the skill points now. And honestly, like, I'm thinking about it because PlayStation All Stars, very underrated game. It got a lot of flack for not being held up to a certain standard, which is a really, really high standard. But it got a lot of great PlayStation intellectual property in there, and with a lot of passion, a lot of love. And the gameplay actually is based on skill more than luck. So, it really is one of those games that if I had a friend who was willing to play it, I would play it in a second. But if my sister was like, "Hey, do you want to play Black Ops 2?" if she was like over, I'd be like, I guess, fine, whatever. Sure, let's do it. We kind of have this, like, we're kind of just like handcuffed with nostalgia for this game, whereas with PlayStation All Stars, it's not really about nostalgia. It's more about an appreciation for something that didn't really get a fair shake, and it actually is fun. So, you know what? I think I had it written down that Black Ops 2 would have been my game of the year because of how much hours I put into that game and how much it meant to me back in the PS3 era. But I have to say, I didn't ask for Black Ops 2. I think I did. I asked for it for like Christmas or something, or like someone gave it to me as a present. And it was a game that I was like, yeah, I want a Call of Duty game. I never had a Call of Duty game, but PlayStation All Stars was a game where I was like, I seeked that out on my own. I was like, I need this game. I was following it. I was more excited about it. Even and I platinumed it to the end. So like trust me, like if I didn't like the game, if I thought the game just was bad, I would have put it down. But I liked it. I thought it was a good game. So you know what? 2012 Game of the Year, it's PlayStation All Stars. I'm gonna give Superbot a little credit after their passing. PlayStation All Stars is my game of the year after some further thought, because when I went into this, I was already uneasy about announcing Call of Duty as my game, but there's a bias there. It's just I have so much history with that game, and honestly, I've played so many better first-person shooters, and yes, I've played a better fighter being Smash, or there's a lot of fighters that might be better than PlayStation All Stars, but I don't think that overshadows the fact that PlayStation All Stars is still a very great game to return to, and a game that is worthy of note. Especially now that we see Nickelodeon All Stars come out, and I think like the WB fighting games coming out too. You would think that Nickelodeon, with all their money, they would have. I mean, I know they added voice acting recently, like they gave some voice lines to characters recently in like a patch. But that's something you need to have from the get-go. This is like these are like lovable characters. The game needs to be animated. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it fun that you're playing. It's like that new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. Those games were fun because there was lots of life to it, and I imagine they have voice acting in those games, right? Here's to another game in the series. Yeah. So my 2012 game of the year is PlayStation All Stars. Uh, thank you, Pulp Pig, for giving me, kind of telling me, kind of, I don't know, like you didn't persuade my choice, but pers- but you definitely persuaded me to kind of think on it a bit. So sure, it's not as good as Smash, but it's still, yeah, it's still good, and and it's a different type of game than Smash. Smash is more about knocking people off the map. This is more about building up your supers and knowing how to utilize it in the right moment. It's so rewarding when you can get your super to actually like work good. It's kind of it's kind of disappointing when you miss. But if you're patient, say you can get to that level 3 super and you can just knock out a bunch of enemies, like that's cool. And I just those games, like there was just a lot of thought put into those games, like even the levels too. Like the levels are great. I love how they square off enemies like rivals. Like Nathan Drake goes up against like Sly Cooper because they're both like thieves, or Jack and Daxter versus Ratchet and Clank. uh Sweet Tooth versus Kratos, which is really cool because David Jaffe. Those are two of David Jaffe's like creations. So that's cool. Let's check out this gallery here. All right, so Spyro 2: Ripto's Rage. That's our original PS, almost like a remake of the PS1 cover. You can see Ripto's face in the flames there. There's Hunter, there's bow and arrow, money bags. We got the lizard from Glimmer, Professor, Scarlet Lizard, I guess they call him. The puffing platypus. I'm surprised there isn't a platypus in real life that isn't also a pufferfish. Because why not? Why not just add another animal to the mix? There's the little kangaroo guy and the elephant. Is that a kangaroo? Yeah, it's a kangaroo thief, but there's also an elephant. Does Australia have elephants or rhinoceroses? That's kind of strange. How they combine a kangaroo with, I don't know. I could have sworn that elephants and rhinoceroses are more Africa, but maybe that's just me. Colossus Yeti, the goat, and the yak. That's interesting. Breeze Builder Falcon, the chick, and the parrot. Here's our little Ocean Speedway squad: Dolphin spectators, fish spectators, Queen Finny. Queen Finny. I love how you can kill the spectators. I always liked that in the original game. The Earth Shapers, the Bee Tree. The Bee Tree is probably my least favorite enemy in terms of like it always is a pain in the ass to me to kill. In the original, and the Killer Bush. Cresta, Satire, and Bippo the Fawn. Another, I guess, Magma Cone and the Fracture Hills, kind of like the two complementary levels when it comes to the fawns. Bo Peep, Fire Grub, Bucket, Corporal Glug, Sergeant Tub, and Colonel Blub, Land Blubbers. That's cool. Juliet and Romeo. Nice. The Robot Farmer, the Robo Bee, and the Robo Grasshopper. God, we really need a Spyro 4, man. I would love to see what like cool like imaginary like enemies they can come up with. I feel like it would be such a fun thing to come up with, making a Spyro 4 game. A new Spyro game. Glug and Lava Lizard. Ice and Fire Wizards. Nice. It's like the... Oh, that's cool, yeah. Shady Oasis Genie and Shielded Armed Thief. I love these designs, by the way. Gear Grinder, Robot, and Gear Grinder Thief. I forgot that Her Coast was even a... Like, it feels so long ago that we played that level. Oh, man, I would love to see Spyro 4. Hopefully, I'm like, honestly, if they can do it, like, next year or so, I'd be fine with that. Greta and Handel. Cool designs there. Armored Space Cow, Sheep UFO, Rocket Pig, and Manager Droid. Nice. I love these, man. This would be so cool to do. just to like draw concept art like this. The capybara car, capybara boat, and the speed canyon biker. Nice. Gulp and pterodactyl. Sweet. Crush and Ripto. Nice. Okay. And this concept art looks very similar to kind of Crash 4's, like the way Dingodile is designed. The concept art kind of like echoes that a bit, like the way Toys for Bob did the designs for Crash 4. Which is interesting. But yeah, there's our concept art. We did everything pretty much. Everything's good. That's Spyro 2. So yeah, to recap for our Game of the Years, our long list here. 1995, Twisted Metal. 1996, Crash Bandicoot. 1997, Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. 1998, Spyro the Dragon. 1999, Crash Team Racing. 2000 is Spyro Year of the Dragon. 2001, Jak and Daxter, The Precursor Legacy. 2002 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. 2003 is The Simpsons Hidden Run. 2004 is Killzone. 2005 is Area 51. 2006 is Resistance Fall of Man. 2007 is it's a God of War 2. 2008 is Resistance 2. 2009 is Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. 2010 is God of War 3. 2011 is Killzone 3. And 2012 is PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. And there you have it. We are done with Spyro 2. Next time we will be starting Spyro 3 Year of the Dragon. Yeah, it's been good. If anyone wants to take it upon themselves to like, comment, and subscribe if you like what you see, it's greatly appreciated. To try subscribing to Kev Plays on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter at Let's Watch Series, and you can follow my PSN also, which is Huts123. In the meantime, we will be doing Spyro 3 next. Everyone out there, Papa Pig, it's been a pleasure. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy, keep a clear head, and keep on gaming. This is Kevin. I'll catch you next time. Bye.